Hi, my name is elleeven. This is Foxy Brown. We are self-proclaimed Groovalutionaries. Thanks for tuning into Groovalutionary TV. I am here today with the fabulous Aaron Skolnick.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for coming on to Groovalutionary TV.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Why art?
Since I was a little kid, I loved drawing. I was the only child on like a museum field trip that was not bored. I just never questioned it. I just sort of rolled with it my whole life. I never really questioned it for a moment. Not even when your parents are begging you to get a real job when you're working on your degree or to be a teacher. I just knew I always wanted to be in the studio.
Right. Great amount of work that you do is a testament to that. So you should feel really proud. Who are some of your inspirations?
Mainly painters. Cecily Brown, Dana Schutz, Marlene Dumas, of course the great American Andy Warhol. You can't be an artist after Andy was alive and not be inspired by him in an entrepreneurial way or a production manner to just want to work all the time. Lucian Freud, Sigmund Freud's grandson, who's a painter.
Well, you actually are very Warholish, may I say. Like, I feel like, I actually had the privilege of going to a show in New York where Aaron was collaborating with some other artists. And tell me a little bit about that.
That show was called 60 Americans. It was curated by Noah Becker. It was about artists that weren't really represented in the gallery system, that were working outside of the Chelsea Gallery and Lower East Side Gallery system.
You also have shown in the Speed Museum too, right? And Cincinnati is amazing.
I curated that show.
Wow! And how old were you at that?
24. I just turned 24, which is why I came back to Kentucky. I just moved to New York, and I just been invited to come back, and it was such an opportunity that I had to come back and do it.
Well, another really amazing project that you have spearheaded is New Baroque, which is a magazine that you are editing and producing.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'd started New Baroque when I was in college during my last year, I believe, and I was doing work for Land of Tomorrow for Durrett Parish on and off, just like helping on the gallery, doing side jobs. And he was getting all these big artists coming in, and it was really funny how, like, at first I would introduce myself, and they would kind of ignore me, like I was just trying to get something from them. And then Drew would introduce me as, like, this young, hot artist that they needed to look at and be aware of. And I was just really interested in, like, the power play of an introduction from somebody. So I was like, I'm going to create an online platform and see how it goes. So it was really a study in power at first during my last year. And so I created.
Is that how you got the name, or?
New Baroque?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really interested in like Baroque art and the drama of it. It was architecture, it was art, it was painting, it was sculpture, it was everything. So I was really interested in that. And it felt like it was something that was coming around again. And so I made this platform. I started inviting larger artists to be on it, and all of a sudden I was really interested in, like, they thought I could provide something, but I didn't know how I could provide it. So I realized there was a disconnection, and I brought it back in like a zine form, which came about a long time ago, and they were really big in the 90s in the underground scene. So they're like produced by me, very low editions.
Super great quality. That's one of the things I think that is so inspirational about you, because I think you really sense that connection to other artists and to history and to other things, so you immediately have a connect to your work, which is really powerful and beautiful. How do you stay directed and focused on getting your art, making yourself produce each day and staying creative? What are some of the things that you do to sort of keep it centered?
I work every day. Art in the end is a 9 to 5. That's really a 24/7. That's a 365. I think that people think that I sit around and I wait for inspiration, like Van Gogh running out into a field and painting because he sees stars and has to do this. No, you have to. I mean, there are moments where inspiration comes in, but at that point they don't even seem like inspiration. They seem like breakthroughs. But I do keep myself well. I like to enjoy a glass of wine every now and then, but you can't be Jackson Pollock peeing in Peggy Guggenheim's fireplace drunk in the 50s anymore. I mean, it is a business.
Those days are done.
Those days are done for artists. I mean, I do a smoothie and juice every day. I do yoga. I go on a walk once or twice a day to clear my head and get out of the studio. I eat very, very well. You want to stay on top of your game. You can't just drink coffee all day long and then crash and feel horrifying. You really have to keep care of yourself. So I've always been really, really healthy.
So almost every Groovalutionary I know at some point along the way meets someone who believes that they are not on the right path and isn't afraid to say so. What do you say to them?
Don't be afraid to drop people. Surround yourself by people that are gonna be critical of you in a constructive manner and challenge you because it's best for you. But don't be afraid to drop people. Family is a very funny word, and friend is a very funny word. It changes. The people change. Just don't be afraid to follow your dream. I mean, I remember my mom telling me that I was gonna like live in basically a garret and do whatever, and I was for a little bit because I didn't do things right away how everybody wanted me to. I decided to be poor for a little bit before I could start making money. Then once you start making money, you realize you made your money your way and not how everybody else wanted to.
Totally.
It might take a little bit longer, might be a little bit more suffering at first. I mean, I didn't have a car for 10 years because of that, and it was a great thing. So I realized that I could either have a car or go to New York and LA when I needed to meet the people that I needed to have that expense out. People are going to challenge you, and you cannot be afraid to challenge them back if you're doing what you want to do.
Okay, so, because you're Groovalutionary, you're a revolutionary kind of guy. Tell me about your character Hans from Germany.
Well, we were sitting there on this cold day in Berlin, and I saw this tree, and I knew that I had to curate this show about mortality.
What other characters do you have, or is Hans your best?
I think Hans is my best.
Hans is my favorite.
He becomes my inner dialogue voice while I'm drawing or painting.
It's great. He's so sophisticated.
He is. He's everything that I wasn't born as.
Okay, so what did he know Warhol personally?
I don't know. Maybe. He's very mysterious.
Okay, well, there'll be more on Hans. My name is elleeven. You're watching Groovalutionary TV.